Imagine standing on the edge of a vast, empty shoreline. No waves crashing, no seagulls crying. Just an eerie silence. A silence broken only by the groan of rusting steel buried beneath sand and time. But this isn't a scene from a forgotten ocean. This is America. Right here in our rivers, bays, and desert waters lies a world few people ever see. A world of abandoned ships. Massive, ghostly vessels silently decaying like steel skeletons. Today, we uncover the mysterious truth behind America's ghost fleet. A history hidden in plain sight. Across the United States, from Maryland's Potomac River to Suisun Bay in California, to the lonely mudflats of Oregon and the Pacific Northwest, lies a chain of forgotten maritime graveyards. These places are often called ghost fleets, ship cemeteries, America's deserted sea. But why are they here? What happened to them? And how did hundreds of ships end up abandoned on our shores? To understand these spectral giants, we have to step back nearly a century. During World War II, America built ships at a pace the world had never seen before. The nation produced over 6,000 vessels, from cargo carriers to battleships, each one designed to keep troops supplied across the world. Shipyards ran day and night. Factories boomed. Entire towns were built around wartime production. But when peace arrived in 1945, something unexpected happened. America suddenly had thousands of extra ships, too many for peacetime, but too valuable to simply scrap. So the government made a decision: store them, preserve them, lock them away in quiet waters, just in case the world needed them again. And so, ghost fleets were born. One of the most famous ghost fleets sat in Suisun Bay, California, a silent city of ships floating just northeast of San Francisco. At its peak, over 400 vessels were tied together, forming long, shimmering rows of steel stretching into the horizon. Among them were troop transports, Navy supply ships, ammunition carriers, and even vessels used during the Korean and Vietnam Wars. For decades, they floated in quiet exile, slowly rusting, waiting for a call that would never come. By the 2000s, they had become a haunting landmark, a floating time capsule of America's military past. On the opposite side of the country hides another ghost fleet, one far older and far more mysterious. Mallows Bay, Maryland. Here, more than 200 wooden steamships lie half buried in the shallow water, their broken ribs sticking out like skeletons. These ships were part of the World War I emergency fleet, built to transport supplies to Europe. But the war ended before they were ever used. The government tried and failed to sell them. Eventually, the ships were burned, stripped, and abandoned in the quiet waters of the Potomac. Today, they form the largest ship graveyard in the Western Hemisphere, a strange, haunting forest of wood and iron. Nature has reclaimed them. Bald eagles nest in their hulls. Fish and turtles swim through their remains. The ships live on as ghostly, living reefs. Other ghost fleets exist too. The Columbia River's abandoned whaling ships, Oregon's forgotten fishing vessels, rusting ferryboats left in the Puget Sound, deserted tugboats along the Mississippi. Each one tells a different story: a boom, a collapse, a war, a mistake, a changing world that no longer needed them. Some were left because they were too expensive to repair. Some were left after companies went bankrupt. And some were deliberately sunk to form artificial reefs, creating underwater worlds for marine life. Three major forces sealed their fate. 1. Technological change. The world moved to faster, lighter, modern ships. Old steel giants became obsolete overnight. 2. Economic reality. Repairing an old ship often costs more than building a new one. And 3. Environmental shifts. Stricter laws made it costly and sometimes nearly impossible to dispose of toxic materials from older vessels. So the ships stayed where they were, floating, rusting, waiting. To urban explorers, photographers, and historians, these ghost fleets are irresistible. But they are also dangerous. Collapsing decks, toxic chemicals, unstable metal, deep mud that can trap a person instantly. Because of this, many areas are restricted, but the mystery remains. Are there still undiscovered ghost fleets hidden in America's remote waters? Some historians believe so. Slowly, year by year, the ghost fleets are disappearing. Many have been dismantled for scrap. Others have been removed to protect wildlife. And some, like the Mallows Bay Fleet, have transformed into national sanctuaries. But even as they vanish, their legacy endures. They remind us of the incredible scale of America's wartime power, of the industries that built a nation, of the forgotten workers whose hands shaped history, of how quickly progress can leave giants behind. In the end, these ships are more than rust and steel. They are monuments to a moment in time, echoes of courage, sacrifice, ambition, and change, silent witnesses to America's rise on the world stage. And as they crumble back into the rivers and bays, they leave behind one final lesson. Everything we build, even steel giants, eventually returns to nature. But the stories remain.